There she is.
Hi, James.
Hi, Val.
Hi.
Nice to see
Um,
you.
I just hopped on. Thank you. Good to see you too. How is New York?
Thanks.
Oh my
That's
God, New
good.
York was so humid when I was there.
Yeah, totally.
Like, get out of the shower and I was sweating.
Yes.
Crazy. It was so hot there. We're doing well though. I think I have an Indian lawyer who wants to be an actor.
Wow.
Yeah,
Awesome.
he came to my meetup.
Excellent.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about that because he can work yesterday. He's like the Indian version of you, P.S. You're gonna like him. Okay, he can work yesterday. I started with 2 new clients. I got this girl that used to be on the woman that is my age that used to be on the Cosby Show, and now she's coming back to acting. So that's
Wow.
exciting.
What's her name?
Her name is Shelley Broughton.
Okay.
And you'll recognize her when you see her from the 80s. You'll be like, oh, I know that face.
Cool. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, we have someone chatting. Okay, is it time? I'm going to go start. As soon as it's time, I'm starting Facebook Live.
Okay. No, we have 3 minutes.
Okay.
So today.
Yes. We are going to talk about, we definitely need to mention the guest star challenge.
Yep.
And, let's talk about the ins and outs of how you get a job on TV.
Yep.
And what we need today to get a job in TV. So you might talk a little bit about the setup that you need in your home.
Okay. Yeah.
And by the way, we're going to talk to you about like everything we're planning for the 3-day. But we want you to teach a class on Saturday as well in the suite. We have a $1,000 a night suite.
Oh, great.
So
I would
your
love to.
big class, instead of Friday, you're going to do a little mini thing. On Saturday, you're going to teach a big class, and Tish is also going to teach a big class on Saturday.
Great.
So that way you can really like do an hour and they can be in the suite. You can have, appetizers. There's going to be appetizers. My mom's going to be there all the time for 2 days running the suite. So there'll be hors d'oeuvres and cocktails and drinks and all that. It's lovely.
Great.
Yeah. So
That's very cool.
you'll be able to teach in there, and then we'll have Tish do one as well.
Okay.
Okay, cool. I think that I have to start now. I'm going to go live on Facebook. Are you ready?
Cool. Yeah. Totally ready.
Oh, no. I think it's...
I like the sound effects, man. Oh, no. Are we there?
Yeah. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I'll tell you when it goes. Is it going? I don't know. Well, it says, oh, yes. Hi,
we made
everyone.
It. We made it, everybody.
I'm going off Facebook.
I don't know. Well, it says, oh, yes.
Hi. We made it.
I went off Facebook, so I don't see myself. And we
That's
have
feedback,
some here. Christy Inslee. Hi, Christy Inslee.
Awesome.
So great. Hello. Oh, really? Yes, I do have a new client. She heard everything we were saying. That's hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. New York was very good. Hi, everyone. I'm Valorie Hubbard.
And I'm James Hallett.
Thank God we got to that part.
I know, really.
I'm the CEO of Actors Fast Track.
And I coach actors and professional actors at James Hallett Studio in New York City.
And I was just in New York City, and I took James's class. And we worked on a little secret thing that we're going to launch after my Game Changer event. We're going to launch a little acting thing for Valorie.
Hey! Yay!
By the way, I did a national commercial. I just want to say that. Yay.
Woohoo! That rocks. That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today. What amazes me, James, is when I was in New York, I see how quickly the business is changing every day and how many people are going to get left in the dirt.
that's a tough reality, and it's also it's like at the same time that there's an enormous amount of opportunity, the old way of doing things no longer works. So there's these two things are both active, right?
Yeah.
There's so much opportunity, and if you approach it the old way, you're going to miss out. The marvelous Arthur Griffith came to class the other night, and he said, so 2 days ago I dropped off Cinnabons at a casting office, and yesterday I got an audition.
Ta-da!
Right? It's like, and they were so thrilled. They were so thrilled, and they were like, and this casting office has tried to get him in regularly, right? But it's like he went in and he was in their mind again, and that like that used to be taboo, right? It was taboo to walk in the door, right? These are the things that you challenge people.
Taboo.
Yeah,
I mean, there's always been a story about what you're not supposed to do, James.
Yeah.
Right. And the truth is, 33 years I've looked for a rule book on what I'm not supposed to do, and it doesn't exist. No. They run the business they run so they can get the money in their pockets that they get in their pockets. Right. But the truth is they can't do the business without us.
Yeah.
And when we understand that, and when we step up for ourselves, and when we become the entrepreneur that we're supposed to be and the freaking business owner, then they will have to respect us. Why are we the least paid? They can't even do their job without us. Right? So they're just finding ways to do that. So look, not everyone's bad, right? Just like not everyone in our government is bad. And by the way, call about the healthcare bill today. Please do that. Not everyone is bad. It's still like you've got to fight for what you want more than ever. And you have to stand for yourself. You decide your brand, not an agent. You decide what your logo is, not an agent. You decide who you are going to go after, not an agent. I get so passionate about this because I talk to so many actors, and look, my actors right now in LA that are going to New York are like adults in candy stores. If they're not working for me, they are, because it's like, oh my God, this is so easy, because 90% of the actors I meet in New York are not prepared to book the TV work that's there right now. And if they're not booking, if they're complaining about how nothing's happening to them on Facebook, they're playing the wrong game. They're playing the game that is, I have an agent and the agent's not getting me out. Well, then do something else.
Good. So let's launch from here, Valorie. And here, I know. So here's the question for you. Let's talk about how to get a job on TV.
Okay, let's do it.
Like what do you need to do in this day and age to get a job on TV?
Okay. First of all, if you don't have, and I think, James, it would be great if you tell us what we need. If you do not have a setup to put yourself on tape, you have to get one now. That's part of what you have to be an actor. There's no question here. You guys, I've been a working actor for 33 years. I talk to actors every day, a minimum of 5 actors a day I talk to. Okay, and working actors. So I know what the data is. This is not some like, oh, Valorie Hubbard said you should do this. It's because it's necessary. You need to have a setup. What do I need to do if I need a setup, James, in my house?
Okay, well, so the first thing to know is that if you have an iPhone, right, there's an iPhone. If you have an iPhone, you actually have an extremely powerful camera, right? So this device has exactly what you need. You don't need more to do self-taping, really. I mean, I have a professional camera that I use with my coaching. It's beautiful. I get beautiful shots. But for most of us, this is truly enough. Now, having said that, there are a couple of things that need to be done with this. Mm-hmm. This phone, the casting people don't want the phone to move around, right? They don't want DP working on your shot as you work. So you need to have something that holds this still.
So like a tripod.
Like a tripod, but you can actually so if you go on eBay, mm-hmm. you can actually find an iPhone an iPhone holder
Yeah.
that you can actually connect into a tripod.
Yeah.
I actually have one here somewhere that I use.
So that's what I was looking for, but I can't find it right now.
Yeah. So
my desk is a mess. I promised one of my clients I'd have it cleaned by Monday.
Now, if you're going to go to the if you're going to go the camera route, that's fine too. I like using a small camera, and one of the reasons I like a small camera is that you can actually you can see yourself when you shoot. You can have a a little lens that you turn around so you can actually see the screen and check.
Okay, so, hey, I just want to say something, Louise. I see your question. I'm gonna answer that after James is done. I see what you're saying. Don't worry. Don't get ahead of yourself. Just figure out how to do the setup right now.
So the other thing, and this is critical, you guys.
Yes.
When we're on camera, what makes the difference between a great shoot and not a great shoot is lighting. That's number one. You need to be lit, right? Now, here I am talking on this webinar, and my lighting is not great, right? I have really bright light coming from this side, and I'm looking kind of red because of the tone in the room. So this would not be a good look for a camera shoot. Valerie's look right now is actually quite nice, right? So Valerie's skin tone looks right. The lighting in the room, like she has light in her eyes. See the way Valerie has light? I'm talking so you can't see. So Valerie, say something.
Yeah. Oh, what do you mean? No, they can see both of us on the thing.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. Because we're both hosts.
Okay, good. So Valerie has a little sparkle in her eyes, which because the light is shining in. And ideally, we want a light shining into our eyes. We want light behind us so that we are backlit. We don't want too much shadow, and we want kind of a neutral background, like a gray background. Yeah,
so if I had a background, this would be perfect because all I have is my desk lamp, like shining directly into my eyes.
Yep. And when you shoot, I'll actually tilt my camera, right? So this looks, so center of the chest, up the top of the head, with a little bit of side on each side. That's what you want. You don't want it further away. You want them to see your acting, right? If they can't see what you're doing with your eyes, then you don't have the right shot for a self-tape. Now, another element.
Okay, I'm talking so people can see.
Yeah. So exactly. So another element is buy a lavalier microphone. Now, it can be a really inexpensive lav. And I'll actually later on I'll send an email or I'll post to Facebook with some information on a really inexpensive mic you can plug into a camera and clip onto you, because guess what? They don't want to hear the reader reading the sides with you. They actually don't want to hear that person's voice. They want to hear you. They want to hear you loud and clear, and they want to hear you in a way that will actually mimic what it's going to be like on camera in a professional setting, which is that they can hear you if you talk like this, right? So if I talk like this and I'm really serious and I say something really important, you want to be able to hear that, right? And if you have a lavalier mic, you can hear that. If you have an onboard camera mic, that might not come out right. So consider these elements: lighting, backdrop, camera, sound. Mm-hmm. And I will post a little sort of
okay, and also
write up on suggestions.
I just want to say that James is going to be teaching this in person in Los Angeles at our 3-day event, the Actors Fast Track Game Changer event, AFT Game Changer event. Tickets are going to sell out, but James is teaching this in person, because we want to get people to understand what to do with it. So after I have the footage on my camera, what do I do next?
Well, so one important thing is that you want to make sure that, it's nice. Like these new cameras shoot in 4K, right? That's beautiful. It's rich, right? But you don't want to send someone something in 4K, because if you send a video in 4K, it's going to take them so long to open it. And a lot of casting people now, they're looking at things on their phone, right? And they might be scrolling through, and if it doesn't load, because they're going to skip you. Right. They don't have time. So we want to make sure that we're sending it to them in a file format that is perfect for a small, for a camera phone.
And what would that be?
Like 720p.
Okay. Can you put this stuff down so we know? Like, how do I get it on my computer? Like, how do I, like, if I shoot it on like a camera and I have a cord that goes into the computer, right? And I
I mean, you can upload. You can actually. So a lot can be done. I'm saying iPhone because that's what I use, right? But a lot can be done right from the iPhone. I mean, you can actually use iMovie on your iPhone to edit a clip. So you can actually edit a clip on your iPhone.
After it's edited, what do I do after that?
You can send it to someone. You can send it, like especially if you're sending it in a lower, like you're not sending in HD, you're sending it in slightly lower format. You can actually email it to someone. You can send it via WeTransfer. Mm-hmm. You can drop it on Dropbox if you have Dropbox. I use Dropbox because I can put something on Dropbox and I can send a link and that person has access to it. I can control the access to it. So that's one way is to use Dropbox. Another is use WeTransfer, where you transfer the files. You can also post it to YouTube and make it password protected. We don't, if we're auditioning for a television show and they've asked us not to share something, we don't want to post it on YouTube and leave it open to the public.
Yeah.
You actually want to create a password protected video.
Okay, we have a lot of questions now about this, so I'm going to start taking them because we need to.
Cool.
Okay. So how do you present the self-taping to the agents and casting directors? First of all, Louis, let's get really clear on our language. Number one, don't use the word skit ever. Okay. And it's a self-tape audition. So if you know about an audition and you're doing an audition, that's what you're doing, a self-tape audition for someone. Now you might do a video letter, but that's a different thing than a self-taping audition. And so so how do you send it, present it to them? Well, via email, clearly. If you don't have their email, their cell phone, if you don't have that, you call them up and get it. If they won't give it to you, you search on Google, because most of the time you can find them, and look on IMDb, look on Casting About, look on everything that you can look on to get information for them. Or sometimes you put it on a flash drive and drop it off at the office if worse comes to worse. Don't get boggled up in how, because that's what a lot of actors get boggled up in. So they don't do anything. They're like, but how am I going to do that? Don't worry about how. Just figure out what you want to do, and then you'll figure out how, as you go, because you're probably going to try more than one thing to get it there without you. Like a lot of my clients have really, big email lists now because they've worked really hard to collect email addresses for their customer base. Okay, that's the next that. We can see you both, but only the talking person when someone is talking. Okay, Leo. Hi, Leo. It was good to see you in New York. When I've sent in self-tapes, the file is too big and I'll share it through Google Drive. Is that the wrong way to do it?
No, that's fine.
James says it's fine.
I mean, as long as if they receive it, just check with them. Did you get it? And also you can ask your agents or your manager, take a look at this. Tell me what you think before you send it, right? Because they will. They want to see what you're sending. They want to see what they're sending.
Yeah.
So just do a check with them.
So, Louis, when you say skits, are you like trying to build your? He has another question. He says, I have my skits on USB drives. Is it better? Yeah, I just said that. You can have it on a flash drive. But when you say skits, I'm curious. Are you doing sketches? Is that what you're doing? Or are you trying to raise your number on YouTube? Is that what you're about? Great. If that's true, then great. I mean, right now for all of my clients, it's a very imperative to have social media. But let's continue on how we get a guest star. So we've answered a lot of questions about the on-camera process and putting ourselves on tape. So the next way to get a guest star is find a way of looking for the work. So if you're not getting the no actors, no access breakdowns through some way, like people aren't now, then you need to go this way. Go to Showfax once a day, twice a day, once in the morning and once at night, and see what new look under episodics. So look under Get Sides. Look under Los Angeles or New York or the South, wherever you are. Put Get Sides and then put on episodics or comedies or film, whatever you're looking for, and open up, and it'll give you the dates of when people posted. So anything that's new, look for that. So anything that was posted today, or if you're just starting, yesterday or the day before. And with Actors Access membership, you get to download 25 sides a day. So you can download those sides and you can put yourself on tape and then get it to the casting director. Everyone's taking tape now. As usual, New York is behind LA in everything to do with the acting business. So, they will begrudgingly let go of the way the business is done now, but it's going to change. Sorry, it's coming. That's the way that I would do it. You should also follow all of your customers that are likely to hire you for these guest stars. Make sure you have a list. If we want to go back to the beginning, what are you selling? Because that's where we start with every client. What are you selling? Who are you selling to? And how are you going to sell it? That's it. Is the questions that we ask.
So Valerie, can you talk for a second about the guest star challenge? Like really sort of name it. And
so it's a free challenge. Look, a lot of people have heard about our private group and our private Facebook group. It's super powerful now. I have incredible actors that are hiring us every day, like actors that you recognize and know, because they understand that if we all get together through one way, that we will change the way the business is done in our favor. Right? So people want access to that group, and maybe they're not working with us right now. So a way to get close access to that group is to be part of the Actors Fast Track, get a good guest star challenge. I mean, we change the challenge page every quarter to fit what's happening in the marketplace. And we interact with people that are on there. We challenge you to take actions. We host these webinars. We do events. I have an Amazon bestseller, Rule Breakers, Changing the Way Actors Do Business. If you haven't read it, you should read it. So there's a lot of things that you can do, right? I was just amazed in your class, James, that you should have people banging down the door for you, because there is so much TV work right now in New York, and everyone I meet is not equipped to book it.
Yeah.
That's why I send them to you, and they're all booking. It's crazy how many series regulars and people you have that you've coached. It's like because you get something that most New Yorkers don't get, and that's why they're going to lose out.
One interesting thing is that, and it's really sort of a consciousness thing. There are so many levels of our industry, right? There's so much Valerie's talking about getting in the door and what you're selling. But then, from my perspective as an acting coach, how are you opening the script? Are you really asking the right questions? So these two levels of our work always have to be going at the same time. Right? We have to be improving our technique of acting, and we have to be improving our technique of selling.
Yeah, but here's the thing. In acting, you are taught structure. So you are taught to divide your scene into beats. In Shakespeare and in the iambic pentameter, right? And you in improv, the rules, yes and, right? You're given rules and structure constantly in acting, because through structure comes great freedom. So the same that you learn, that's what I learned from Grotowski when I was in Poland working with his lab theater, is that he believed American actors were lazy. And he said, you have to push yourself to the limit, and it's through structure. And what he believed is in your body, if you drove your self through direct structure, you would hit pay dirt. And he was right. He was correct, but all his company killed himself. That's another story. Anyway, the same structure that Grotowski, that Stanislavski, that Shakespeare were talking about applies to your business of acting. What most of you are doing is this. You are going out there and you're like, I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this. First of all, none of it has anything to do with selling. And second of all, it all equals nothing. What the world is turning into is you have to have your own platform, your own social media numbers, your own content, your own story, and they're going to hire you. There's no more such thing as types. Yes, you have the people that you're going to see when you go into an audition room. And yes, the pedestrian game of getting an agent and getting auditions is still happening for now, right? But you have to understand that you are the CEO. You must look for the work as an actor. No one's going to look for you. It doesn't happen that way. It never happened that way. And a lot of the stories that you hear have been stories for generations. I hear the same thing I heard now that I heard in the 80s. Oh, you can't do that. Oh, you're not supposed to do that. Or, right? It's the same. It's like crazy to me that nothing changes. And yet it's just common sense to me, right? How to be an working actor. If you are not a working actor right now, it's because of you. Period. It's because of you. So look at yourself and go, oh, I'm what's getting in my way of being a working actor.
Yeah, and to that, at the summer games, I asked that question. I asked people to sort of write down on this big piece of paper I had out, what is getting in your way? Like what do you think is in your way in your career? And the vast majority of people wrote down me. So that consciousness that's a good start. And don't stop there, because there are ways you can get the right help, the right tools to stop being in your own way.
Yeah. Yes, you can. It's insane how close it is to you and how easy it is to get. But you'll keep in your current circumstances and therefore getting your current circumstances. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you get. And nothing's going to change. Even though you go, I want to be this. I'm going to be an actor. I'm going to do this. It's not going to happen. And I'm going to be the flat out person that tells you that. Because you're doing the same thing right now that's getting you nothing. And it's going to continue to get you nothing. You have to do something completely different than you're doing now. And you weren't given the correct information at acting school without you had me as a business of acting. I'm serious. I'm serious. Because I understand this business. I mean, it's like clear to me, and people aren't saying it. They're trying to make you guys as actors get better. Well, the problem is you're too comfortable. And that's what the Actors Fast Track Game Changer is about this year. We're going to get you uncomfortable, but therefore getting you booked work. Do you think that Miss Joy Nash was comfortable going to the casting office, dropping off to the casting director about Dietland? Yeah, she was super uncomfortable, I'm sure, and I haven't even spoken to her. I'm sure she was uncomfortable, right? But guess what? She's the lead in an AMC show with 2 co-stars on her resume.
Yeah, and just to support what Valerie's saying about this, my master acting teacher at Yale School of Drama said, if you're comfortable where you are on stage, you're in the wrong place. He said, you have to encounter that uncomfortable place in order to discover the drama of the moment. Now,
yeah, and here's the deal. Like when I lived in Poland and worked as an actress, we had no running water. We ran through the forest, like touching bodies 10 miles. We weren't allowed to say anything. Like the discipline of you children of the corn is insane. You have everything so comfortable. You can order a pizza from your fucking phone. You don't even have to stand up. Right? And so what happened is you've gotten comfortable and so uncomfortable. Oh, it feels bad. I can't do that. Well, that's why you're never going to be a working actor. I'm sorry. It's so true. It's so true. It's like you have to be willing to be ugly. You have to be willing to lose. You know, there's so much to acting as, you know, like we're the craft, you guys. We're the product. It's a crazy thing. It's schizophrenic making. Yes.
Sorry, I'm going to add to that.
Yes, sorry.
No, yeah, no, you get excited. we have to remember that being uncomfortable and moving that uncomfortable place does not mean lack of confidence, right? We can be confident and move into the uncomfortable place. In fact, we need that confidence to move into the uncomfortable place.
Yes.
So the other side of it is, you know, and I worked with someone this week in my class who came in and said, this is what she needs to work on, right? Her big thing is that she's not confident. And I said, we can work on that. We can change that. And this is somebody who has an MFA. She's an MFA, and she has all kinds of training. But somewhere along the way, she got a story inside of her that keeps playing where she derails her own confidence. So these two things, you know, being willing to move into the uncomfortable place and being confident in doing so can exist together. So I'm looking at notes people are writing.
I sent many auditions for a long time trying to do other things, but I could not get work. But other work has to come first. What do I do to change? Okay, so here's the thing. I have no idea what you were sending and what they look like. You know, it's, you know, and who you were sending to and how you were sending to. So I can't really answer that question. You know, righteously and make it right for you. No business, great business out there has been formed without a lot of no's and a lot of failures and a lot of faults. And as we talked about the last time we were here on this webcast, is that set the best batters in the world, the best batters in baseball bat at 30%. That means 7 out of 10 times they're going to miss the ball, right? So, and that's the best, right? So most of, you know, it's all about numbers. It's all about conversion rates. So when my actors, when my clients complain to me, they're like, I've tried everything and nothing worked, Valorie. Or I did all the mailings and none of them worked, Valorie. So I don't take that ever from a client. When a client says that to me, the first thing out of my mouth is like, give me the numbers. How many mailings did you do? Who did you do them to? When did you do them? How many things did you do apart? Because here's a little thing I want to show you guys right now. Okay. So if this is you, this white envelope is you and me, I am the casting director. Okay. So you mail me a letter. You see, you're not even in my peripheral right now. I don't even see you. I don't even know you're there. You mailed me a letter. You met me at a casting workshop. Oh, then you met me at a wine party. And then you mailed me another letter. And then you sent me a taped audition for something you were, that I wanted you to cast me in. And then you met me at a casting workshop. And then you met me at a party. And then I'm like, have I met you before? That is what it takes to get someone's attention. We are called actors fast track because we know the things that skip steps. So this happens faster, right? So you get that recognition faster because once they know you and like you and they're doing things to cast roles, you're going to be one of their go-to people. I have a career because of 10 casting directors that love me. And so when they have a nosy next door neighbor who is obnoxious or sells Mary Kay, the first person they are going to think of in New York or Los Angeles is me. Because I created that. I made that happen. I built relationships. I've been a working actress for 33 years. I've built a lot of relationships. Most people don't have the longevity I have. And there are, you know, because they don't understand this. They're cute and they're young. They get an agent, but they never really learn the business that they're in and they don't understand that they're the CEO. So when you say you're doing all this stuff and nothing worked, first of all, yeah, probably something worked. You don't even know about it, but you didn't stay in the game long enough to figure it out. That's the problem. Actors are part-time actors getting part-time results. So if you've got to get, like, you've got to give me, most of our actors that come and hire us, they get major results within a year. Because we are hardcore, like we don't let up. But occasionally it's a little longer than that. And then I have to really start looking at the numbers, because then I have to say, could we do that's different to help them get work? Because, when someone hires me, my main objective is to make sure that the actor's working. That's why you hired me.
Yeah.
And so, but you got to have your numbers. You can't run a business. Like, do you know how much money you need to run your household every day? And do you know that number to a penny? Because if you don't, you should. Because when you're a CEO, that means you're an entrepreneur. You have your own business, right? You need to know how much money you have going out and how much money you have coming in. Exactly, not an estimate. So, we're going to do an exercise at the Game Changer. We're going to start everyone on a month-long tracking for their money to get them really clear about money. Because I talk to my clients all the time about money.
Yeah, you have to. This is an issue that we face as adults, right? Like we have to pay our bills. We have to figure out how to make it. We have to figure out how to make it work.
Yeah.
And you guys, every business takes investment, but it takes smart investment, and I think that this is one of the key questions: is where are we putting our money? Are we using it well? Are we targeting the right people? And Valorie really covers this in a brilliant way. If you're spending all of your money approaching and going after the people who are going to be selling you, you're never going to make a penny. Because all of your money is going to somebody who's never going to pay you, right? Your agent is never going to pay you. That's not how it works. Your investment has to begin to be targeted to people who are buying you, right? Who are buying your product. Now, an agent is part of that process, but it's not the end. The agent is not the end result. And more and more of my clients are people who either don't have an agent, have a manager, don't have a manager, or doing it on their own. Like that is becoming, as Valorie says, that's the game changer, right? The old rules don't apply. We have to approach it in a new way. And if we're not thinking smart, if we're not approaching it that way, I mean, listen, just an example. I have a friend who is a manager in LA. He's a talent manager, and he manages YouTube sensations. That is what he does. These are not people who have an agent or a manager. That's not how they broke into the market. Like they broke into the market by doing things like like box openings, right? Like they got a package and they open up, they put it on video, and they're funny, right? So they have 2 million people following them. Well, guess what? That person is going to get a series.
Yeah.
That.
Imagine if you have the numbers and you're a good actor. So look. Social media, platform, and selling and CEO. This is everything that we are talking about at our 3-day event in November. So I want to say a couple of things about that. First of all, it's aftgamechanger.com. You guys, it will sell out. And let me tell you where we are. A VIP ticket, which gets you all 3 days, including Friday, which is amazing. It's an all-day retreat. You get breakfast and lunch in the Hollywood Suite at the Hollywood Lowe's Hotel. We only have 8 tickets left. I'm not kidding. That's it.
What?
Yeah, for that. 8
wow.
left for the first day, Friday. Now, if you buy the $27 general admission ticket, that gets you into Saturday and Sunday. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I want to say something about the retreat because there's only 8 tickets left. We are going to be doing a whole social media segment. We're bringing in our clients that have high social media numbers, and they're going to we're going to make sure every client and every participant, because all of our high-end clients will be there, have a very strong social media plan and platform leaving that retreat. We're also going to be talking about making sure that everyone has a strong money plan. So because we have a lot of people that are attending this retreat that are making money from acting. So how can we, make sure that it benefits them, for a long time? And they continue to make money. So we'll be talking about that. The food at the Hollywood Lowe's, by the way, is amazing. So this is going to be an amazing day. James is going to be there. We also are talking about having some social media guests, even bigger than you can imagine. Saturday is the expo. It's going to be Netflix is going to be there, Amazon. You have to come. We're going to have the biggest booth. We're going to be the craziest booth there, of course, always. So come see us at the booth. You're going to there's lots of giveaways and goodies. We're actually giving away $1,000 business plan at the booth. So you'd be crazy not to come. And then Sunday is the Game Changer event. We have very high-end guests coming to talk to everyone, and we're gonna put people to work. We're gonna activate people because we have a lot of people coming from New York that are gonna stay that week and do drop-offs and we had people book stuff the last two, and one of my favorite stories, of course, is our very first one 2 years ago. Joy Nash was there, and now she's starring in the series on AMC. And, talk about a game changer. It changed, she's done so much, and she's amazing. Right. So and Alexander, he's been there. He was on the panel the first year, and last year he's on the Americans now. So he's Skyped in. We've got Chudy, who's, going to be there. We've got great people. We're going to hear from Ruby Mercado, which is like, she's booking like a crazy person this year. And
I know I'm so excited to see her horror film.
I know. She's amazing.
It's awesome.
I love her. Yes. Okay, so it's in Los Angeles. It's at the Hollywood Lowe's Hotel. Look, you don't have to stay at the Hollywood Lowe's Hotel. A lot of our people are staying down the street at the Holiday Inn or an Airbnb. I don't have a room block with the hotel. We are going to have a suite, so clients and things like that are going to be invited up to our suite. We'll have a suite all evening on Friday and all day on Saturday. We'll have this beautiful, penthouse suite where we're going to have hors d'oeuvres and cocktails all day for our clients to come up from the booth and that sort of thing. James is going to be teaching a class there on Saturday. So as part of the retreat. So it's going to be so much fun, right, James?
I'm so excited. Yeah, it's awesome. And this really is a game changer, you guys. I mean, one of the places that we all get stuck as actors, we are communal animals, right? I mean, actors are people who like people. And we get caught in this place of feeling completely alone in our business, completely alone in our work, not knowing who to talk to, who to get help from. And this is one of the fantastic things about AFT, right? Actors Fast Track, is that it really is a community that's about supporting each other. All the time I see messages on, hey, you guys, does anybody have so-and-so's email address or so-and-so's contact info? How can I get in touch with this manager or this director? How can I reach out to this casting person? I really like them. I love what they do. And it's so important. We need a community to change the world.
Yeah.
We can't do it alone.
No.
So
we're doing it communal over here. So come join our club. Come join our tribe, because we have the best tribe. And we have Tish Hicks, who we love, VO Dojo. So James and Tish have been my sponsors and with me from the beginning, and what they do, it's like we're the perfect trifecta, because James is the ultimate coach and Tish is the ultimate voiceover expert, and all of us make a living doing what we tell people to do, and we are in our craft and we are present in what we're talking about. And, we're on, here's the other thing. There are clients of mine that amaze me, that I wish I was like them when I was their age. Really
Totally.
brave actors out there right now. But, it is like the Wild West, and there's more work than there's ever been. So if you're not getting acting work, then then you're getting in your own way. Get out of it and knock that door down. That's how you get a guest star. Join our challenge. It's the Actors Fast Track Guest Star Challenge. Book a guest star challenge or something. Maybe we could put the link here if Tina's still here. I put the Game Changer. And you can always find my events from our site, Actors Fast Track, because there you'll see the event tab. And the Game Changer is what every event we do has a game in the title, and that confuses people, like my advertising people. But here's the thing, there is a reason, because I believe that when you make something into a game, it's more fun. And the problem is, you guys say you want an acting career, but you're not taking any action, right? So remember what I said about structure? Like, you have to have hours. You have to open your business and have hours. So someone asked me the other day, what do you think good hours would be for an acting business? I think like 10 to noon or like 9 to 11 is a good time, because not like they get into the office like 9:30, and then they go into session sometimes 10 or 10:30. So in the morning, like if you're calling casting directors, I think any time before noon is good. And then you have to wait till after 2. So like 3 to 5 might be a good time to catch them. Or if even sometimes you can do 6 to 7 during like busier seasons, because most people stay in their office till 7. Yeah. Most people in the industry stay late, right? And they have long lunches, a lot of them. Right. Oh, she said, oops, don't have the link handy, but email me. Just go on at Facebook and look for the Actors Fast Track Book a Guest Star Challenge. You'll find it.
Yeah.
Ask to join. We'll let you in.
And if you guys, there are a lot of people attending right now. If you guys have more questions, please ask them now. Valorie and I are totally happy to handle questions. Louis, you asked, where is the expo? The expo's in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Los Angeles at Lowe's.
Yep.
And I gave him the website again. So AFT Game Changer, you can go check out everything. Go look at the Hollywood Lowe's. It's where this is exciting. The room, the Solano room where we are on Sunday, is the room that after they win their Oscar and they go to do the press part, that's in this room.
I love it. That's great.
So every
That's awesome.
movie star has been in this room, you guys. It's very exciting.
So the question, Louis, you asked Val, do you have a New York office? And the answer to that is that Valorie, I'm answering for Valorie. Valorie will answer this. Valorie works with people all over, anywhere. And there are coaches, there are coaches with Actors Fast Track who are located in New York City who are ready to work with people. And Valorie does workshops in LA. Valorie does workshops in New York. You can be an Actors Fast Track client anywhere. Mm-hmm. Did I answer that right?
Yes, okay. That's correct. Yes, this what we're on right now is called Zoom, and that's how we conduct our meetings with our clients. And for my super, super high-end clients, I am in New York quarterly because I do a little half-day VIP day. That's what I just was doing in New York while I was there, as my VIP days with my clients. And I host those also in Los Angeles. That's the 2 places I host the VIP days, but that's if they work with me. I also have 5 coaches. They're certified in the Actors Fast Track system, which means that they all have successful acting careers because of applying my system to theirs. And then they were trained in my system, and now they help other actors. And they're amazing. And so sometimes it's not the right fit to work with someone like me. I'm not super good with beginners. I'm much better with people that have had careers that are, I tend to get the actors that hire me that have had careers and are either coming back to their career, or they've gone to the really, really big school and they've tried everything and they've just not getting it. So, they already paid 60, 100 grand for their education. So, right. So that's mostly who my clients are.
So Valerie, Donna Joe asked a question.
Yeah.
Who's the first line of defense in getting hired? I think it's casting directors, but I could be wrong. My funds are limited now, so I want to focus on the best buyers first.
Well, I personally think for you, because I know you, I think that you should go for the bigger buyers. I think that you're going to get more from warm letters, recipe cards, baked, your cakes that you bake, and all of that jewelry showing up. I think you're going to get more from the bigger buyers than you are from the smaller buyers, because people are really going to hire you so much. Not that you shouldn't be in the same auditions with me and with other women that I know that you should be in with. So, but I don't think that, first of all, casting director workshops don't exist in LA anymore, really. So just Next Level, who does like, lots of, they do them, but they also do directors and stuff like that. But I think that you're better suited for like a warm letter campaign, going for the big fish, because a lot of big fish have already liked you. And so there's going to be more people that do, and then someone will pull the trigger. So I think you're going to get more from that.
Yeah, it's interesting when one of the things that I've learned about casting directors is that if we've gone in front of a casting director and we've done good work and we haven't gotten cast, it doesn't mean that we're not in their mind every time something comes up that might be right for us. Casting directors, it's their job to know people, to know faces, right? That's their work. So if you've gone in front of somebody and you've done good work, what they're doing is they're keeping an eye out for the right job for you. And sometimes that comes 2 years down the road. And part of our job is to trust, right? To keep doing what we're doing. Like creative people like to change things. We like to be like, oh, this is not working, so I'm going to change everything. Well, guess what? Sometimes we're doing the right thing, and it's just not the right moment for that job to come in, but we're doing the right thing. So don't feel like you have to keep reinventing the wheel here.
Right. And now there's ways to track whether your things are getting received that we didn't have. There's things like, email trackers, so you can track when people open your email, and so not that makes it any better, but it gives you something that we didn't have. And so you can, it gives you that extra, because, when you're waiting, like if you go out and plant a garden, and every day you're waiting for to see a piece of green pop through the ground, right? And it doesn't come and it doesn't come. What you guys as actors are doing is you're digging up the garden. When if you'd just held off, it was about ready to come through the soil. But the problem is you don't see what's underneath the soil. So the more that you can keep it a constant action, a constant deliberate action. I'm not just saying throw, like what Lewis was talking about before, it seemed a little bit like haphazardly putting things out there, right? So maybe, it's got to be like very, you're putting yourself out there, you're marketing your brand.
Yeah, I also want to, Leo asked the question, is the game changer mainly for people planning on moving to LA, or is it good for those who are definitely staying in New York as well? And I'm going to let you handle this question, Val.
Leo, are you seriously asking me that question? I ought to slap you. I will next time I see you. Leo, it's for everyone. I mean, what the thought that I'm talking about, the change that's coming that I'm talking about is universal. And it's not just with the acting world, it's with everything. Right? And so we are living at the beginning of an exponential change. And we are just at the beginning. And you think it's crazy now, you better hang on and fasten your seatbelt and get ready, right? So what I'm training applies to every marketplace. Now, how they respond is different because of where they are. So people go, oh, I talked to a guy in Spain. He's like, oh, it's different here. I have a girl on a series in Colombia. She's like, oh, it's different here. No. It's not different. It's just how they respond is different depending on the culture. But that doesn't mean that you can't be a strong CEO and present your product. It doesn't matter if you have to grease a palm in Spain or you have to grease a palm everywhere.
In different ways, yeah. And I mean, that's, like I was talking about Arthur and
right.
I talk about Arthur and dropping off, Cinnabons, right? I mean, well, we can call it greasing the palm. We can call it, being nice, right? Like you're stopping by and you're saying hi, and I just happened past a bagel shop. You're a bunch of bagels. Hope you have a great day. That's being nice. It's the art of schmoozing.
Yeah, Leo, it's the art of schmoozing. He goes, no, I was really asking. Leo, I love Leo. Leo, it's the art of schmoozing. And why would you not want to be here, Leo? Brian Coffey, your coach, is here. And you guys are a great match. Leo's a great client. It was so much.
And also you guys, we live in a world where if you're going to be working in this industry, you're going to be working everywhere. That's I have worked in Bosnia. I've worked in Pakistan. I have clients in London, in Austria. I work with people all over the world. And and this question of do things work everywhere? Well, guess what? The magic of our art form is human connection, human interaction, being real and being present. And that language speaks to everybody. So we have to realize the first step of our industry is to recognize that at the base core level, what we're doing is we're being present in front of other people and learning that art form. Like, how do we be present in front of the other, right? And so this thing of how do you reach a casting director? By being present to them. I mean, walking in the door and dropping off your headshot is not really being very present to them, but walking in the door and saying, hey, I know you guys are having a hard day, so I bought you some bagels. Like that's actually thinking about them. Thinking about these people are working hard to get us jobs. What can we do to help them? What can we do to support them and be loving to them? We have to begin to think in terms of being thoughtful to the other person. That's what schmoozing is. Hey, you want a piece of gum? That's schmoozing. Hey, I have a pack of gum. You want a piece? Right? So really for everybody, that's the beginning of what we're really talking about is beginning to pay attention to the other person, right? Pay attention to the people you work with in the world. That's a little tangent rant. Sorry. So Robin,
a beautiful rant. Listen, we have two questions. So you're going to handle. Okay, no, Johnson. Yes, we did answer it. James's class is on Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Shelter Studios.
Yeah, Shetler Studios, and you know what, Johnson, if the best way to reach me and to find out about this is email me. Sometimes we work at other studios as well on Tuesday nights. We're not always at Shetler. We're usually at Shetler. So send me an email. My email is james@jameshallett.com. I put that on the list already. I want to take a second to look at Robin Heller's question.
Yes, and then I'm going to answer Trina Snow's question.
Yes. So Robin asks, looking at you, Val, it seems impossible to imagine you ever feel down, which is I have to say, as an entrepreneur, right? Valerie and I are both entrepreneurs, and all of you are entrepreneurs. If you're an entrepreneur, you're going to have times of feeling down, right?
Robin, yeah, I've been in the backyard throwing up. I was so stressed, or I had a meltdown on my mom. I was seeing my mom after I came back from Africa, and I was I just melted down on her right in front.
But your question, Robin, I think is a good one, which is, how do you deal with the feelings of hopelessness when you have them, right? You've been in it for a while. Things don't seem to be moving, and how, and Valerie, for you, how do you help your clients with that? And I have my answer too, but what for you?
First thing I'm always going to say is take action. First of all, I'm going to get them into, when I'm talking to a client, I'm going to get them into what they told me in the very beginning they wanted, which was the dream, right? And to get to see that picture. Yes. And that picture is, listen, there's a reason that we say, don't wait to be discovered, take it. Because right now, that's the way that you have to live. Don't wait to be discovered, take it. It's already there. It's already present for you. You just have to go get it. But what we do is we sit here in the oh gosh, I don't know if I deserve it. I can't get it. It's too hard. It's going to be too hard. It's this or that. It's like, if you just shut that down and you go get it, right? You take the thing that's yours. So every time that I have a client down, I'm going to look for action. And if I can't get them to take action, I'm going to go tell them to go to a spa or clean their desk or clean their closet. I mean, I had a organizer come over here and clean my closet. I cannot tell you what that did for me, you know, because it allowed me to go sell what I needed to sell to pay for my 3-day event. And those are the times that I'm in the backyard throwing up.
So Robin, I want to take a second also to talk about that. I actually work with people to help them to shift patterns in their lives. Like when people have a stuck pattern, a stuck story, I help them to transform that, to clear it, and to move forward in a positive way. So the other side of it is, you know, take a moment, feel what you're feeling, right? We can't shut down our sensation. So just take a second and feel it, and then you know, ask yourself, what could I do to actually help myself feel better? And usually we all know things that actually help us. And part of the challenge is giving ourselves permission to do that. You know, what are the things that I do? Like when I feel good, what do I do? When I feel happy, what am I doing? And then do those things. Even if we're not yet feeling happy, do those things. But if that's a real question that occurs to you a lot, the question of hopelessness, just send me an email and we'll talk about that.
Okay, so there was a great question that I answered privately, but I just wanted to say that you know, you don't need to feel like, I didn't mean it to sound like the retreat is only geared for experienced people. The great thing is that in our group, just in Actors Fast group alone, in our group calls, we have people that are serious regulars, and we have people that don't even have a headshot. Like, that's the extreme. But the truth is, like, I always say, like, when a brand new actor ends up on the phone with me, or someone on my team, we always say, oh my God, you're the luckiest actor ever. Because you know how many pitfalls and swamps and, you know, stuff is out there to suck you in and tell you, to give you the cure for your acting woes and needs. I see it all the time. And I've been doing it longer than anyone else that does it. So I've seen them all come and go. The only person that's been doing it as long as I have been doing it is Brian O'Neill, and he teaches at Juilliard. So if you get into Juilliard, you're going to get Brian O'Neill. And, you know, Brian O'Neill has lived in New York and functioned in New York his whole life. This is a global world we're living in. And everything's changing daily. It's so amazing to me how everything's changing daily. So if you make a decision to come to the Game Changer, then you are making a smart decision, especially if you get, and by the way, I believe we're now down to 6 tickets since we've been doing this webcast. So I just want to there's only 6 retreat tickets. I'm not kidding you guys, because it's costing me like a lot of money per head. And there's only so many people we can get in there, and we're going to have all of our coaches in there, and James is going to be there, and Tish is going to be there, and I'm going to be there, and someone to assist me is going to be there, right? So I have to feed all those people, and it's just, you know, we want you guys to get, I want you guys to get personalized attention that day. That's why you're getting the VIP ticket. And then, you know, look, if you don't end up getting the VIP ticket, but you're there on Friday, get in touch with us and we'll invite you up to the suite on Friday evening to have some hors d'oeuvres and appetizers. Like, if you miss out on one of the tickets, let us know, and we want you to join us. And we'll be definitely hanging out there on Saturday all day at the expo. So if you miss out on one of those tickets, still get the 27 GA ticket and come on down, you know? So, because I'm sure James will invite you to his class on Saturday, even if you didn't buy the GA ticket, even if you didn't buy the VIP ticket.
Yep.
I bet he'll hook you up.
Yep. Yep.
Right. Oh my God. One of my clients is a body painter, and she's going to be there and do some body painting too. So, okay.
That's
So,
cool.
okay.
Yeah.
I love you guys. We're going to see you again next month. We're going to be here every month as usual, answering your questions. Thank you for the great questions today. Thank you for everyone. And like, if you guys are still confused, you can get on my calendar. So you just email Tina at Actors Fast Track and say, I'd like to talk to Valorie. If I'm not available, you can talk to any of my coaches, and they're amazing. Carolyn Faye Kramer, Mathia Vargas, Scott Cargill, Brian Coffey, and Brian Majestic. Amazing coaches. James, I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you about where your career is going, or are you ready for his class, or look, if you get an audition in New York and you don't have a way to put yourself on tape, you can get James to coach you and put you on tape at the same time.
Pretty good deal.
Pretty good deal. All right. Thank you so much for everything. What if you can't find a producer or a director? Okay, you know what? Bring the call. Bring these questions. These are clients asking these questions. I'm sorry I didn't get to all of them. Bring them to the group call. I love you, love you, love you. We have to go. Thank you, James, so much for being here this month.
Always a joy, Valerie.
Okay.
Always a joy. Okay,
All right,
nice to see everybody.
Have a great day.
Bye, y'all.